Okay, another concept is called Three Amigos. Around 2004, I was working on an application development team, my first 3 Agile teams I was working with, and we had an issue where we had a lot of backward flow. So the developers would code it, it would actually go to testing, then testing would send it backwards. And I actually went to California. I was on a plane, I was speaking at a conference, and like any good Agile servant leader, I went to Tijuana to buy a bunch of cheap stuff for my team, and I bought sombreros, I bought hats, and I bought cheap blankets, and I came back, and I was thinking about this problem that I was having where the cards were flowing backwards a lot in our team. And so when I got back, we took our story card wall and I said, well, why don't we create a Three Amigos column? And to have fun, because fun's a big part of being productive, we would give out these hats, and I said, why don't we get the QA person, the business analyst or product owner, and the developer, and why don't we insert another stage where we'll actually talk about what the acceptance criteria is and what the quality assurance criteria was for us to actually get this done in one pass instead of having all this backward flow. So for fun, we gave out Mexican sombreros. I would put Mexican music on, and then we would have a Three Amigos meeting. Okay, so you might have heard this in the industry, but that's kind of how it started. We did that for years. I was asked to lead the transformation for the parent company, the large insurance company, and we took that best practice of having a Three Amigos meeting, and we did it. Then Rob Park, one of our developer coaches, he went and spoke at a conference. A good friend of mine, George Dinwiddie, who is also a consultant at this large insurance carrier, was coaching. He also wrote about it as well. So a couple of people started telling how this Three Amigos stage would actually make sure that the developer, the QA, and the business owner were in sync, and that's kind of how Three Amigos started. Now some people call it the Fabulous Four because we brought design thinking into this as well. We talked about what are the design elements that we need to do to get a card done, but this is one of the practices that you'll kind of hear about in the Agile community, and really just make sure that we pair up and we all get on the same page at that last responsible moment going into the iteration to do it. So it's the developer syncing up with everybody else. Okay, so that's Three Amigos and a little history.